Man, he's so in the zone. We got a little dive brewing here, and let's see who does get the aggro. It is going to go over to Duro, and a ton of damage already comes out. The CC layering was perfect as well. Very clean dive to pick up first blood here for Duro.
You can see that Buzz was heading over, but he's not able to get there in time to affect the play. We're going to stop any subsequent follow-up dives here onto Duckdom, which I don't think Gen.G were really interested in.
And that does mean that maybe Gen.G can look for the strake. We do have a trade up on the top side, actually. Fire going both ways as Orin, a couple more autos, he'll get it. He had to flash, but he flashes late and dives to Duckdom, who wasn't even part of the fight.
That was a bit of a jump scare. I just thought, oh man, Perfect can maybe flash auto, and let's see how quickly Keen reacts. And then the flash ranged attack is what does him in there from Duckdom, and that's a TP to go back to the top side here from Keen. As still a bit of supportive combat here in mid, see where the lane swaps do end up eventuating, as Canyon, with that prio he has in the bottom lane that they've had this whole time with Ruler, is going to at least be able to get this Drake.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that Duckdom's top two, it feels like KT knew that they were not going to fight over the Drake, so they just say, well, we'll just give it up.
Grub group for Gen.G.
Grub group?
It's a grub group.
A GG?
A group for grubs.
We have generous Giga Chat, but we also have grub group. All right, we got the grub group for the grubs.
Gen.G's group is faster, man. They're the grub group.
Yeah. Their grub group is better. It is great. We're going in on to Peter, who does not have that flash, but he is Rakan. So, nice little play. Get some health out. Meanwhile, Perfect's just chunking the turret.
That's what grub groups do. If somebody ever invited you to a grub group, I'm trying to invite my solo queue teammates to when I play jungle, that's
they never join.
They never come to like grub group is lame. It's not. He's got Swifties.
Yeah. And now they are looking for Cuz, who is not in a good spot. And over the wall goes Duro, and this time his engage will amount to a kill.
Yeah, so KT didn't know that Duro's also in the Group for Dragons club. Group for Dragon?
There has to be a word for group that starts with D, right?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
No, I got nothing.
Dragon...
Drag him to Dragon.
Dragon Dungeon?
No.
It's just not hitting. It's not good.
Well, anyway, he's in the club Group for Dragon.
The club named Group for Dragon.
Yeah, Group for Dragon. Or otherwise known as Dragon Doers. And they do Dragon, and he goes, and he's able to play through vision there. With Cuz looking for the angle, he's like, maybe I'll hit the spear onto the Jhin that's walking towards me for split together.
Okay.
That's my promise.
You do that. I can't promise the same. Peter is fine.
Duro is, and again, looking for an engage angle here. BDD is super deep. He is in trouble.
Yeah, we got Sindao here. Canyon elects not to block it, even with his ult and flash available. They want to turn on to Perfect instead, who is Orin. And you know what? With enough CC, they can get that job done. They say, let's just start from the front, but then we'll go to the back. And now Canyon's going to use his ult. Peter in a lot of trouble here, although Toby in a bit as well, but it was a bait all along as Cuz goes in, and he will go down immediately as now the engage comes in on a BDD, who is not going to get away. And we still have Jhin ultimate. And one more shot will do it. He's not going to hit either of those, but it's fine. He's got Duro, who is emoting onto the turret, and Gen.G take a massive.
So they do get the Herald as well. On top of all of this, all of the kills, it looked so good for KT until it didn't. And BDD, he gets out of the initial exchange because the block doesn't happen for Canyon. Well, unfortunately for Perfect, man, he didn't know, but I knew. I actually saw it. It was in my data packet earlier. That Duro's a former member of the Teleport in Tandem club, so he knows actually how to
teleport Timmies.
He knows how to teleport, engage in tandem with the teleports. So that's how he was able to block Perfect there. He doesn't know down his points lead.
Yeah, well, Peter's dead. Very sad. Nobody wanted to see that, but it's reality, and that means that Gen.G is going to take down the Drake. And this is quickly turning into Gen.G, who a little bit of a slow start, but they didn't lose a beat. They didn't skip a beat.
No, they certainly didn't. And I think it goes back to the draft for me a lot. Like, this Rel pick is doing everything, and then the follow-up from long range from Ruler, the Chovy engage, the engage from Canyon, it has both damage but also insane power from so far away. And when you can read the map as well as Gen.G, it is really easy to get those punish catches. I mean, there were some mistakes from Keen, but that alone isn't going to win you a game. It's 2 kills on a Rumble, and you're going to have to play the map a little bit better. Peters looked for some good engages. It's not even like he's having a bad game. It's just a Duro having a little bit more impactful one right now.
Yeah, well, it must be good.
Honestly, it seems pretty good, to be frank with you, Valdez, but I think you kind of have to have a pretty significant lead and really good coordination and a strong team to back you up in order to make it work, but
He's not even that far ahead.
no, it's like 700 gold. This is like, for Chovy, that's quite low.
Yeah. Gen.G as a team are almost 5,000 gold ahead.
Yes,
in
that,
20 minutes.
that part is pretty problematic for KT Roadster
Still
right now.
have the Rift Heralds. And they're just going to throw that into mid. Canyon is under no danger here, even with everybody here. The Spear's not going to hit. The turret's going to go down as well. Chovy looks for it, gets Duck Dom, gets the cleanse out. And now will they go for the follow-up engage? BDD goes in, but he's just kind of dying at the same time. As now the full engage comes in from Duro. The follow-up not quite there, but now the Jill over the top is going to get the snipe. And meanwhile, down goes the Rakan. BDD barely lives. As we got another route here, it is turning into a slaughter from Gen.G.
Yeah, unfortunately, Peter's attempt to save the play there with his ult is just not good enough. And I think that was what KT was really trying for, but Keen's ultimate gets a decent amount of work done, and just 2 kills. They don't get the inner turret, but they have their eyes on a bigger
play in the bottom lane here. Duro might be in a little bit of trouble. See if that escape room experience can help him out. He is going to live, and now the follow-up is coming through. A little bit of a TP, but a bit far away from the play, so not going to be able to force it here. Is Gen.G. Keen now down a Selva.
Yeah, he made a club for dodging called Dodging Duros.
Ah, okay.
So he dodged.
After joining so many clubs, he made his own club.
Yeah, he won.
They're engaging on a canyon for some reason. I don't know why they would do that. This deep in the jungle on top of an equalizer.
Oh God, Valdez!
Cover your eyes. This is not safe.
I think KT are ready for game 2.
It's Hextech Soul, guys. 2 minutes.
Can Hextech Soul allow Duro to keep BDD in place?
And Duro solo BDD.
Not quite. I don't think he was in that club, but
Chovy has 0 kills, by the way. Just want to say slacking. I'm not very impressed.
009. Yeah, that's not James Bond's number.
No, it's not. Trying to kill a ruler here. I think BDD, that was really his only objective, but he might live because of the disengage cone. Yeah. I'm glad that was there. You know, you just utilized that so well. He was planning for it all along. That's why it was there.
Yeah. Duro wants more. He's clearing this ward. We'll fight for ward clears as I described earlier.
He's the ward warden.
Yeah, he's known for that. He was the top ward warden in his high school. It was very extra.
You know, unfortunate timing to hit Gen.G. If they had lost to BNK, we'd be singing a different tune. But that is not the case here. BDD is going to snap back. Got the Ornn for disengage. Don't see that every day. As now the follow-up comes in from Chovy. We do see the Feather Storm, but he immediately dies after the Feather Storm. And the Zion does not really help herself at all. It's just a clean ace. Everybody dies. The game is over. They still have Hextech Soul. Let's go next.
Yeah, I think I'm personally ready to move to game 2. I think KT, all 5 members probably at this point are ready as well.
You're a game 2 timer?
Yeah, actually there was a game 2 earlier, and there's going to be another one now.
Yeah, exactly. We almost had a game 4. That was crazy.
Pretty insane performance from everyone here on Gen.G, but got to give Duro a big shout out as Peter's trying to slow this one down.
Oh, they almost got Keen.
Almost.
Yeah. Keen was the only person who died in this game for Gen.G. 19-2 is going to be the actually 20-2.